Good morning, good morning, good morning. How the hell are you doing today? It is Tuesday, the 17th of September. What the hell has happened to September? It's just gone bulleting past. Buzz Factor episode 7 today. Is slowboarding a thing? Mosaic staggered drip feed onboarding, 2,000 channels reached, and helping startups find holes in their product. Loopholes? Where do they? Don't even match. So not really a lot for me to report on in terms of new campaigns, I'm afraid, this week. Obviously, some weeks are not going to be like that. You're going to be working with clients to try and onboard them. They're going to have lots of questions. It seems that the team is focused right now on revisiting back to steemhunt. Obviously, the platform's been up 7 weeks now, a couple of months. So they've stabilized everything. They've got used to the whole modding each of the tasks of each of the campaigns, the quests of the campaigns, which I would have thought was quite a lot of work actually for the team to do, because I know that I think Project 7, I don't know if Tabris was doing them, but I think Project 7 was doing all of them, which is a hell of a lot of things to go through. But I think we've got to a level of stability now where they can look at other things. So why are they going back and looking at steemhunt? Well, they're trying to improve the quality of listings posts on there, because I presume that helps with speaking to clients about reviewhunt. Why would you want to have people reviewing your product or going through these quests in these campaigns for your startup? And I wanted to touch on something this morning which I noticed, that I don't know if this is a thing, but I would like it to be a thing, called slowboarding. I know it sounds very much like waterboarding, which obviously is a completely different thing. We don't want to talk about that. Onboarding. So we have this process in startups where we kind of go out and we onboard people into our platform by either reaching out to them via Twitter or by a newsletter list, or lots of different strategies used, Facebook, Pinterest, all these different ways of notice you signed up, email, for instance, having a whole plan of releasing slow emails to a client after they've signed up, asking them if they've found everything with the product, if there's parts missing, or if they need any help. But I noticed something that reviewhunt does that I don't know if any other platform does, and it's the idea of when you fund a campaign, you can run that for a predetermined amount of time, and then you can stop it and then restart it again, as long as you have enough money in the fund. Like if you have enough money to fund a campaign, you can run it, for instance, I don't know if we have done this yet, but you can run it for a week or a few weeks, onboard some new hunters who step through your quests. And one of those quests might be, come and hang out in the Discord, don't forget to do a review, talk about it on your YouTube channel or your Twitter channel. And then they come over and join these channels of the company, and they get onboarded, as in they get introduced to people in the server, and then they steadily get to know the community. And maybe one out of, maybe a bit more, maybe 3 or 4 people out of 10 actually stay around and be part of the community. But what I noticed is that I think that's an incredibly powerful thing to do, is instead of running a campaign for 1 month, maybe if you are a startup, a very lean startup with 3 or 4 people on that team, then it can be very difficult to do customer support or be there all the time for all the new people. So instead of just running something for a month and it kind of dragging on and dying off after a few weeks, kind of a cool idea to onboard people who haven't done the quest before or the campaign before, get a whole bunch of new people in over 1 or 2 weeks, and then start again. Literally pad out the amount of time that you onboard people. And I think we only have to look at one of the campaigns on the service, which was Buzzy, which kind of ties into finding holes in their product, because they had an issue with the amount of people that were trying to get onto their service. At least that's how I saw it. The error message was saying something about Firebase. Maybe their database had fallen over, but had their database fallen over because of the sheer amount of people suddenly focused on their product wanting to sign up? I don't know. That's just hearsay, but I'm just presuming that after years of startup culture and products that I've used in the past. So I kind of like this. I kind of like this term of slowboarding, of slowly getting people on board to your product. And I like that about reviewhunt, that you can say onboard 80 people. I think there's 80 something hunters who've joined the latest iteration of their campaign, and then they'll shut that down, and then they'll put that campaign back up again, but exclude all the people that did it before, who've been through the campaign before. So that invites brand new people to take part of that project, and then they get a new segment of people, and they can scale that, because gradually, as the Discord gets bigger and bigger and bigger, then there's more people around to help other people out, which is really kind of cool. I really like that. What else this week? 2,000 social channels are now connected. I really wanted to talk about that magic 10 million followers number, but we're not quite there yet. It's like 9.3 million or something like that. But we have reached 2,000 social channels. Now there's 1,200 something hunters who've taken part in, how many quests was it now? Quite a few quests. I don't think I wrote the number down for the quests. No, I didn't write the number down for the quests. I do apologise. But out of 1,213 hunters that have taken part, yes, I did. I just didn't write it as a number. 4,000 separate quests in 7 weeks, which I think is a pretty damn good number for saying that there's only really 3 people on the actual team of a review hunt, and they're running steemhunt as well, and they're going to build idea hunt before the, well, I'm not going to say before the end of 2019, because it might leak over into 2020, but that segues me on to idea hunt. Actually, I want to finish off this week with that, is that even though we have steemhunt going through some changes in terms of quality, and even though we don't have, or I haven't seen any new campaigns go on in the last week, I think the best thing out of all of this to come is once idea hunt's in place and you have this trifecta of all the parts. You know, you have the hunters on the front end, you have the people in the middle who are companies who are advertising their product, which probably got hunted on steemhunt, which steemhunt then got in touch with them and said, hey, you should run a campaign on our service. And then idea hunt of people out there in a community, or even the makers themselves of the products from Review Hunt, can run like Kickstarter style campaigns to raise hunt tokens to build a product that those people want to see, which I don't think there's anything else out there like that. I mean, you can go to Kickstarter and you can go to Indiegogo and you can fund a product, but most of those are all with like fiat. I don't know if I've seen anything that accepts cryptocurrency yet. So I think 2020 is going to be a very interesting year for cryptocurrency in general, and having a product or a trifecta of products like steemhunt using the Steem blockchain, I think is a no-brainer really for more delegation going into 2020, but also getting supported by brand advocates and influencers who are finding out very quickly that YouTube and a lot of these companies are tightening their purse strings on the amount of money that they spend with certain channels, and the advertisers are getting very, very strict on that as to where they spend the money and what kind of return they get on it. So something like a crypto decentralized version of those things is going to start getting more attractive to people. And I don't even know if they're going to care if it's decentralized or centralized. They're just going to want something different. They're just going to want more choice, and they're going to want to trust more of the authority of the masses rather than just a central authority of people or a small group of people, especially if a lot of these channels are getting like taken down because the advertisers just don't find any value in them anymore. All right, I think that's it for me this week. I will catch up with you next week. Thanks for watching. Do leave a comment, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Drifting slowly into an empty space where I can go. I'm just a